24-hour drum circle for Bloomberg! and this was the weekend after the occupation, and we wanted to get involved with it because we heard that Bloomberg really loves drum circles. Yes, it's his favorite thing. Well, at the time, I recall making a very negative comment about drum circles. I was just like, let's take the most annoying aspect of the occupation, which is those drummers. And I said this, knowing full well that I really love the drummers. Drumming has a very important place in protest. The idea of, ooh, dirty hippie drummers, well, that just plays right into the stereotype of people like the New York Post and other poo-pooers who are like, oh, they're just a bunch of freeloading, pot-smoking, drum-banging hippies. Oh, no, people were very serious about the drummers. And I'm like, if we can't laugh at ourselves, then, my friends, we're going to lose. And it was just the idea, how can we not laugh at this? So then one of the yes men came up with this idea, I think it was Andy, yeah. Andy comes up with the idea that we're going to actually impersonate someone in Bloomberg's organization and have him give this ridiculous speech because we never in a million years thought that they would actually blockade an entire block of this city for a bunch of crazy hippie drummers. Okay, so we envisioned that we'd start out by getting on a stoop somewhere, acting official, and trying to direct the cops to be like, officer, could you please move over there? We need someone to fill in that gap, officer, right. But I thought it would be hysterical if we could get the cops to do the hokey pokey. You know, officer, take a step to the left. No, take a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips. But, of course, once we got there, the entire plan just went to hell. At the time, there was a German camera crew following the yes men around, making a documentary about activism also. Yeah, there was a camera crew following our camera crew. So we arrived. The entire block is blockaded. They're pushing barricades up against the park on the sidewalk. And then they declare that on one side of the barricade, you are allowed to protest. But on the other side of the barricade, you aren't allowed to protest. So, if you want to bang on something, you have to go inside the barricade. Yes! Well, okay, fine. We had to do something to keep the traffic flowing. I mean, the intention was never to disrupt traffic. The intention was simply to provide a lot of crazy noise with the drum circle and have it be an expression of anger and frustration against that eviction. What does it say when there's a designated free speech zone? Whatever gray term that may be, where you can just declare spaces where the Constitution doesn't apply? Now, this is kind of a fucked up, messed up idea, if you ask me. So, we latch onto this idea where I'm going to get up and I'm going to give this absolutely ridiculous speech using words like, how would you feel if someone came unannounced to where you were living and threw you out or interrupted your ability to move freely and stuff like that? And then people got very upset. They were like, oh my God, that's what they did to us in Zuccotti! So people did get it, but they just didn't get that it was a performance. Well, some people did, but most people were like, what are you doing? Trying so hard. And that's when stuff started to go wonky, I think. I started wailing. You reduced the mayor to behaving like a warlord in some medieval fiefdom. You barricaded the mayor in his own home. You're encroaching on the mayor's ability to live peacefully in his residence. Yeah, and then I said, you brought a drum to a gunfight. No, it wasn't funny. People got very, very upset. Their response was, did you just call this a gunfight? And I said, no. Well, actually, looking back, it turned out better than I thought at the time because I've gotten a lot of positive responses from the protesters. People coming up to me and saying things like, oh, you had us going, but afterwards we thought you were hysterical. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of positive responses from the protesters. Maybe not from the drummers.